Hi Virgo, here's a general look at your solar chart for October 2011, and every year at this time the Sun comes round to an area to do with your material security, and so in this world we live in, that's money, that's property, that's possessions, that's anything that affects you on basic levels. So that can also be your physical well-being, or it might be that the physical well-being of others is highlighted at this time. So it can be roundabout, all centered around something that you might want to be getting your hands on to improve things in these areas here, or something that you're trying to sell, change, upgrade. Maybe it's something that you're nurturing, that's ongoing, that you're developing, which will aid and abet material security. That can be direct, like, nurturing products, like food stuffs, remedies, or anything, a variation on that theme. Or it can be to do with the job, to do with the filling the piggy bank, to do with anything which needs your TLC, your ongoing nurturing attention. And you could be considering the material pluses and minuses of this situation, that condition, these circumstances, and so on. And some of this could be related to your space, your piggy bank, your physical well-being, substances which pass through the body. That's not just for yourself, of course, that's for others you are connected to. And lines of supply may also be emphasized at this time, and quality, what quality you have, what level of energy you have to feed your lifestyle through foods, or through lifestyle choices, really, through foods, water, air, but also other lifestyle choices, like how much entertainment do you get, fun do you have, and laughs do you have, and that kind of thing. And it can also be that you are concerned with somebody else's well-being as well. And as I say, every year at this time the Sun comes into this area, but it just so happens that this year it is coinciding with the very much longer transit of Saturn. Yes, that's right, your old friend Saturn. The two strands in the weaving of the pattern, as it were, are coinciding over particularly the first part of October, just past the middle of October. So that means the action of Saturn, which you've heard me speak about before in this very long transit, which is in your area of material security until autumn 2012, is going to be amplified one way or another over particularly the first part, or just past the middle of October. Saturn already has had you probably considering your position materially, physically, looking to the future, financially, considering weighing things up, planning ahead. Maybe that would have been a good idea. Generally, step by step, looking for ways to improve anything around money, property, possessions, your space, your comfort zone, how you earn your money, health, yours, your own, somebody else's also, and maybe most importantly, it could have had you starting to develop and being very consistent and even stubborn about developing your inborn talents, because everybody has them, which are assets. That's your little pot of gold, that's your little sack of coins, however you want to see it, that you came in with, and your gifts and your talents, and how they can be capitalized upon, honed into skills, and they can generate some cash for you, improve your life in other ways, not necessarily just cash. and you can apply those in more effective, lucrative maybe, and practical ways further down the line. So all of that Saturn stuff is going to have the volume turned up on it, particularly in the first half of this October. I say all of it. It'll be different things for different ones among you, you know. But you get the gist of it from what I've said, hopefully. There's other stuff going on, of course. Until the 9th, you may be more inclined to be doing things which create, it's still more on the theme of health actually, create a healthier body, lifestyle for yourself or for others, you know, what goes through the body, and that's not just food either, but also wanting to have something nice for yourself, to maybe think about diet, exercise, so that's kind of externally, as well as your space, so that's even more externally, isn't it? Wanting to do something good with your space, and in fact it's very likely that you'll be putting your hand in your pocket more than once, or it can be that you get a treat or two coming your way, or at least get yourself a good bargain, and that's up until the 9th, and during that time certain relationships could be centered around material objects, acquisition, or selling something, or being allowed to use something. So it might not just be for you, it might be for them as well. It might be to do with a venue. It's a very good time though for getting a good deal up until the 9th, and somebody there to help you out materially. Well, we can always hope, but the conditions are kind of latent there over that time, and collaborating with another as well to earn money and to fill the piggy bank and improve cash flow is another way that can work. Or because you have another, you're connected to another, a certain other for some reason, that will help with your cash flow, or whether or some other material resource. And then from the 9th, you should enjoy being very much in the flow of information exchange, hearing nice things that you enjoy, maybe having more access to music, poetry, even meditation. Also on another level, that position of Venus, because this is about Venus, means that you can do very well with negotiation, mediation, and giving support, because you'll find the right words, and also receiving it though, and getting friendly advice, and as I say, possibly more involvement in the arts for some of you, music, poetry, dance, and so on. But definitely feeling more fluent and ease, and communicating with more ease from the 9th onwards, and definitely a great time to iron out differences with others. Fantastic time for that, and also fantastic time for creative self-expression. And there's, the mental focus means there's likely to be a lot of discussion or speculation around practical resources, and space, acquisition or selling, or the financial situation, and that's the physical, also material aspects of life, as well as the material aspects of life, up until the 13th. And then from the 13th, well, then you're into less concerned with those things and more into a sociable, chatty time, making connections, maybe some new connections, locally or over the wires, mentally on the go, very much on the go, might even be flitting hither and thither and feeling a bit scattered at times, but definitely being very much in the flow of information exchange, and interacting with others and communicating. More paperwork maybe from then, particularly in the beginning part of it, and again, being able to negotiate or smooth over differences, but maybe having to work a little bit hard at it at certain moments. However, with Venus backing you up, it should be doable, put it that way. But I think this is quite important, actually. Be very protective of your energy all month, your physical energy, your personal space. So whenever you can, chill out and let others take the strain. No, I will say that again, Virgo. Chill out and let others take the strain. I know this is alien to you, but let others do it, really. Maybe some of you will be in a situation where you can't argue, but just be careful of your energy, and that will be the situation until November the 11th. So don't spread yourself too thin with physical demands, just because your energy, your general physical vitality levels could be lower. And then from November the 11th, wow, you come back with huge oodles and oodles of energy. It begins to sort of really start to generate from them, because as a matter of fact, you're going to have Mars in your sign for several months, and this is really a very rare astrological event. You're going to have the planet of adrenaline and energy in your sign for several months. So take a rest now, because you're going to be really very switched on a lot of the time from November the 11th onwards. In whatever way it is it's showing in your personal natal chart, and you're likely to be coming out in a more assertive, direct, decisive way than you are at the moment, when maybe there's some confusions and things hanging in the air and you don't quite know what's going on, and attractive way than ever before. So will you be able to handle this, Virgo? So before then, allow others to be supportive to you, and yes, probably you are in a supportive role, but you should be self-nurturing as much as possible, even recuperating due to a health issue at this time. But however it is, you should be firmer about taking the space for relaxing, healing, private activities where you can kind of escape into another little world, really, and practice this gentle practices whenever possible. Actually, you could have quite strong dreams at this time with Mars, where it is, even visions, either at night or in the day, and very good for getting into a routine of meditation, stilling the mind, very, very good for that. Emotions and some frustrations could be bubbling up to the surface, though, because that old knee-jerk reaction is likely to kick off more easily at the moment. So you might have to be mindful of that and turn your observer's eye upon yourself. From the 23rd, you could be physically or mentally running hither and thither, chatting or corresponding, doing more paperwork maybe, making new connections, maybe over the wires as well, more of that. The new moon on the 26th of October encourages all communications or educational activity over the subsequent month from the 26th of October. Now, very briefly, Jupiter's long transit in an area which is very beneficial for you, Virgo, will expand your world in positive ways, as long as you seize the potential as it comes along. And sometimes these things happen quite quick and out of the blue, and you've got to have your head up in more ways than one to see what that might mean and to reach for it. You could be growing academically over this time, because that would be good with where Jupiter is. Jupiter, the planet of learning through doing. But definitely about expanding your horizons. Your mental horizons could be broadening, but also your physical horizons. You could be getting into new areas of interest, but also new places as well. And involvement in the spiritual dimension could increase. So This is related to improvements through higher education, travel, those at a distance, publishing, broadcasting, as a matter of fact, for some of you, spirituality, higher laws, not just human laws, higher laws, and gives you the chance to, be the student yourself, but also to share your knowledge and abilities with others as well. And definitely time for you to think bigger about what you're worth and what your life's about and where you want to go with it. So just cast those nets wide, Virgo. Uranus, the planet of sudden change, has been shifting the balance in close relationship for a very, very long time. And it's now in an area where you just need to have more detachment, really, and not be so emotionally involved. Also to do with maybe getting free of entanglement in jointly held resources, monies, properties. There might be a sudden letting go that happens as well in this area here. And you Virgos born 23rd to 27th of August, or with up to the fourth degree of Virgo rising, be feeling the unpredictable influence, sometimes nail-biting, edge-of-your-seat influence of Uranus this month. Neptune is reversing into Aquarius and will stay there until February 2012. So that will encourage your empathy, your imagination, and your unconditional love, Virgo, in your way of working, through your workplace, but also centered around health issues, your own or in others. You Virgos born 23rd of August or with the first degree of Virgo rising, or indeed born 21st, 22nd, or the last 2 degrees of Virgo rising, will feel this influence mostly this month. For many years, Pluto will be quietly but positively underpinning all your efforts to make the changes necessary to be more personally creative and live in a manner which is more self-empowering and true to yourself. And this again is a stunning aspect to your sun sign along with Jupiter, so you really got it going on for you at the moment, Virgo. And you Virgos born August the 26th to the 31st, or with 2 to 7 degrees of Virgo rising, I like to feel this vibration most strongly this month. And that's it for October. If you know your rising sign or your moon sign, you might like to listen to that too, and it will add to or subtract from what I've said here. It's up to you to judge. And I'll see you the next time.